All right, welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. We are still on Voters Forum. And yes, do not forget there's a number displayed on the screen and below your screen TV where you can send messages to, of course, and like I said, indicate where you'll send a message from and, of course, your name. Let's put a name to the idea and the question. Barrister, I don't know if you have anything to say because we have a second topic we're supposed to go into.
Yes,
so very quickly,
yes, we want to really appreciate brother and friend for coming to this program, and we want to thank you for your time. You can be sure that we're going to call you again.
Definitely.
You can be sure. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for coming. It's been an amazing one with you. Okay. And of course, yes, on to the next topic. But before we have a next topic, we have another guest that will be in the studio with us discussing the next topic, which is selfless leadership. That one is very engaging, and I'm very sure you will enjoy this next guest. So let's take it away before we bring in our next guest. Stay with us. As the clock ticks and the waves of 2023 elections caught from afar, we readily read the minds of the 2023 contestant. Nigeria has been afflicted by or with the misfortune of having characters in governance who are neither selfless nor visionary, who are rather essentially greedy for power or money. Clueless, reckless, and therefore perpetrators and consolidators of the poor and bad democratic governance. Nigerian leaders make rules that favor their families, themselves, and cronies, rules they make and break at will. Every sector they head lack good leadership. It is also in Nigeria one sees a pension board smile and wave gaily at the crowds on its way to jail, while pensioners whine and wail. Without recourse to statistic, just few Nigerian leaders have all it takes to fix the country. There is a correlation between selfless leadership and good governance, especially good democratic governance in Nigeria. Great leaders are actuated positively by the love of their countries. Quality leaders bring growth, not retardation, to their country. Quality education and healthcare delivery, not sickness and brain drain. Selfless leaders are the epitome of service to the people, deserving of the recognition and title of servant leaders. They devote themselves to effective and efficient service delivery to the citizens, driving satisfaction from positive outcomes and value addition, and not from personal material reward or gain. Nigerians require selfless plus visionary, forthright, patriotic, and people-oriented leadership with focused policies and vigorously executed programs and projects in accord with a carefully articulated vision of what the future represents. Learned men and women of integrity whose presence in politics will reposition the Nigerian voting system abound in the country, and they are the quality selfless leaders we Nigerians look forward to for public offices in 2023. We require people in leadership position who are not merely selfless, but also visionary, patriotic, and people-oriented, who have the capacity, the competence, and ability to appreciate and manage the complexity of our diversity on the basis of equity, equality of opportunity, fair play, and the rule of law.
Politics is too serious a matter to be left to the politicians. The time has come to make a choice, and let's take a stand, because the future of Nigeria lies in your hands. Enough of politics with bitterness. Say no to rascals in governance. End corruption with your vote. Pick up your voter's card and choose the right leader and secure your future.
You're welcome back. I'm still Wale Ogunade, your host on this program, and with me is my co-host,
Rose Blossom. You're welcome to the show.
Yes, and of course, our guest is seated with us. He's no other than Comrade Amoro.
Thank you. Good morning. Or good
Wellifer
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Wellifer Amoro. Great man. We two, again, equally, we have been in the trenches together. Seeing him, you know that he's not a young man. He's somebody who has been up there, who has been. In fact, as I said up there, the system just took him up. Anyway, before he starts talking, I have a small announcement for us, and that's Voters Awareness Initiative is setting up a project called Voters Vanguard. We want to see how we can move towards the election without any stress, fighting without any fight, without any trouble whatsoever. And Voters Vanguard, we want to do we want to start a membership drive as we approach the 2023 general election. There is need to organize ourselves and stop agonizing. We have been taken for a ride by the political class, and we are not grouping to organize a revolt, but to educate ourselves and ensure that political leaders deliver on their campaign promises, as well as manage the economy and the country very well and for a better future for our children. The benefits to be derived as a member of these groups are enormous, which includes opportunity to be part of those to interact with candidates in our various constituencies, training through conferences, seminars, and workshops in respect of democracy and good governance, then travel opportunities all over the world to attend and be involved in democratic activities for the betterment of humanity in general. For more information, visit votersawareness.org.ng, Voters Vanguard, for more information. I repeat again, votersawareness.org.ng / Voters Vanguard for more information. That's it on the screen for you. Just visit it, and of course we are good to go. But you will see that's our membership drive. Our membership form is there, and of course we go on. We'll all over the country, all over the world, wherever you are, you just join. We'll work it out that we'll be involved. Nigeria is our country, and it's going to be better with your involvement. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me quickly say this. We're already getting messages, but we're not reading them right now. So, of course, there's a number displayed on the screen where you can send your messages to be part of the show. Please do not call the number.
No calls.
Just send,
no calls.
No calls.
No
Just
calls,
send in
please.
messages, and we'll read them with your name and, of course, your location included. Do not forget.
Yes, that's it on the screen.
Yes, right now is on the screen. So you can just send a message to that number and tell us what's your view about all the topics we're discussing, and even the one we'll be discussing right now. Okay.
Comrade.
Thank you.
You are welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Formally, I welcome you.
Thank you.
It's quite some time.
Yes.
So, today we are looking at selfless leadership.
Well, leadership. Leadership takes responsibility for actions.
Yes.
It shows the way. As a matter of fact, it shows the light. If you have a leader that shows the bright light, the people will see the way clearly and do what is required of them. But if the leadership shows a dim light, they will drop. The light that our leaders show today is not so bright. That's why we have all the problems we have, because we can't see our way. Of course, you know that without lights, you cannot do much. Really, today, we don't even have physical lights. Once it's 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, at the most 8 o'clock, Nigeria goes to sleep. That's because we don't have physical light, and we don't even have spiritual light.
Sorry to cut you short, just to report you. Is it not the people that have caused this type of leadership that we have?
Yes. Well, the last person you were interviewing said the leadership comes from the people. Agreed.
Yes. You agree with him?
Agreed, but there's a problem. There's a but there.
Huh.
That's why you need visionary persons to be in charge of leadership.
True.
Visionary persons mean people who are wise, who are imaginative, who can plan into the future. So you just don't pick anybody. Do we really have visionary leaders today? If we have visionary leaders, why do we have so many problems? Today we are producing almost nothing. A few years back, or 1 or 2 decades back, we produced almost everything. I'll give you an example. In the 60s, we had a tire manufacturing company, and indigenous tire manufacturing company called Odutola Tires
Odutola Tires.
in Nigeria.
Oh,
Yes.
Odutola never went to university. He had four years of high school,
Wow.
but he produced tire.
Yes.
He was a top manager in Nigeria. Today, how many cars were in Nigeria then? Very few cars. Today we have millions upon millions of cars. We do not have even a foreign manufacturing company in this country manufacturing tires. Because even those who came could not have the required amenities, especially electricity, to continue their work. They closed up, Dunlop closed up, Michelin closed up. They were all in Lagos, Port Harcourt. They closed up and they left. They left to a neighboring country. So you need visionary leaders. Right now, there are new. They talked about CCC, that you have to be competent, you have to have character, and you have to have capacity. It's beyond that.
Again, comrade. Again, comrade. In the corporate world, we know that they call it head hunting, looking for competent hands. To us in Nigeria, the opportunity is presenting itself in the next general election for us to do a good head hunting. Let's assume you are one of those who can sit down on a table or around a table to say this and this and this and this and this are what you need, so that we can choose. Without mentioning names, sir, can you just say these are the qualifications of somebody you're looking at with your opening statement that will show the light?
I just mentioned a visionary leader.
Yes.
So the person must have vision.
No name, sir.
No name. You must see beyond today. You must plan not for today. You must plan for the future.
Yes.
And you must have your blueprint on how those plans are to be implemented.
Actualized.
You must be patriotic. You cannot be a leader and every 5 minutes you are out of the country.
Yes.
You must eat Nigeria. You must sleep Nigeria. You must dream Nigeria. You must do everything that promotes Nigeria.
Thank you, sir.
I feel surprised when I see our leaders always in suit.
I hope you're not referring to me, sir. My work entails me putting on suit.
I'm not talking about you. But you find out that our leaders, even when they travel overseas, some of them will wear our clothes here. When they go overseas, they try to put on suit. But the white man comes here and he still puts on his suit, even in a hot climate.
Environment.
Because that's what he's used to. But we want to always copy them. We want to feel like them. We get there. Three-piece suit. We have three-piece suit.
Yes.
But you put on one small one, you put on one big one.
Yes. Yes.
Our leaders must dress Nigerian and African.
Think Nigeria.
Today, it is the fad for you to put on T-shirt. Even elderly people put on. I was in my village once, and we had an occasion. I put on a long robe, and a village person told me, why was I dressed like that? Why was I putting on a long robe? And you know what he was putting on? What? A T-shirt. And I said, but you are dressed like an American. He said, that's normal. So in Nigeria today, Africa, in some parts of the country, in some areas, even when you dress African, it's not normal. But when you dress European, you dress American, it's normal.
Yes.
We must remove that psychology from our system. We must be patriotic. Now, even the food we eat, you find out we are more interested in imported food.
Canned food, actually, too.
That's it. That's why you hear there's war in Ukraine, and people are saying food is expensive.
Yes.
What's your business with food?
The war. The war in Ukraine.
The war in Ukraine,
yes,
affecting our food here. Don't we have food? Fruits are imported into this country. There was a time water used to be imported into this country. How can people import water into our country? And now we are short of foreign exchange because we have frittered away all our foreign exchange in buying the things we are not supposed to buy.
Can we attach this your statements to the issue of selfless leadership?
Yes,
because I'm going somewhere, sir. Ghana, I'm sure you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
About 30 years ago, Ghanaians were in Nigeria, in droves. They were hewers of food and drawers of water.
Yes.
To the extent that when they were going, it brought about this popular Ghana must go back. Right. But today, the irony is that Nigerians now go to Ghana too, in droves.
Because they discover themselves.
They discover themselves, and they had somebody who was a selfless leader. How can we get it here in Nigeria, sir?
We can get it by us looking straight into the eyes of our leaders. Now, today we have about 18 political parties, but only 4 are showing up. And we seem to agree to that. And we are relegating to the background the other 14.
Yes.
We must look beyond the 4, because the 4 that are so prominent today have the money, especially money. If we emphasize money in our
politics,
recruitment policy of our leaders, we are not going to get it right. Money is important, but money is not all of it. I just talked about vision. I talked about patriotism. Yes, competence. You have to show competence. You have to show character. You have to show capacity. Beyond that, you have to be humane. You get it? But you have to be stern. You have to know what you want to do for the people. And you have to envision more, project into the future, and bring that projection into being by creative imagination. A leader that is not creative, for example, today, what do we produce? The world is still using coal to produce electricity. We have coal mines in Enugu. They are locked up. That's my son. I went with him to Enugu sometime to photograph the coal corporation. They still have gate men. People still come in. They are still budgeting for coal. A coal corporation is in Nigeria. A tin corporation is in Nigeria, but they're not producing. Why? Because of lack of vision. So the first very, very important thing we must look for is somebody that has vision. Because if you have vision, it's not just seeing.
Yeah?
You see beyond today, you see into the future, you project, you imagine, and you must be wise.
Okay, I would like to ask this now. A lot of, there's this word of selfless leadership attaching to being a servant leadership. I want you to help us to expatiate on that word servant leadership, because a lot of our leaders don't understand what that servant leadership, they believe leadership is just leadership.
bossy.
You know, being bossy. This is what I want you to do, and that is what you should do. But forgetting that they're actually supposed to serve us, which is actually titled the servant leadership. Can you help us just break it down?
Today, the leader of the world, especially the Christian world, is Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ said, you must serve to lead. If you cannot serve, if you cannot humble yourself to show example, then you can't be a good leader.
True.
A leader should not be the one that takes the best, or takes the most, or eats the best food, or lives in the best house. A leader is somebody who puts himself in the position of his people. Today, what do our leaders do? We hear some people earn up to 30 million a month.
A month.
While they find it difficult to pay 30,000 a month. That's not selfless leadership. Because you do not put yourself in the position of the people. Today, even we talked about the judiciary. Recently, a law was made that the Chief Justice should be paid 10 million naira a month. Are they making laws to pay workers such money? ASU has been on strike. People are asking for less than $1 million. They say they earn 400,000.
Even recently, we had a policeman, a security, protesting, which is alarming, because if
the leadership structure in this country at all levels is not selfless. That's why we have this problem. So we must look for people who will come in and say, this is the sacrifice I will make.
Okay.
I will not. We should even look for people who want to live. Jakande was one. Jakande lived in his own house. Was selfless. Jakande drove his own Toyota Crown. I saw it.
Me too.
I saw Jakande in his Toyota Crown. And Jakande lived in
Ilupeju
all through the time he was governor.
I
Can you imagine how much today our leaders are spending in maintaining where they live? That's not selflessness.
Okay, now we have messages from our viewers, which I'd like to take. But this one is asking the question, which I actually like. Says, my name is Smart Kelechi. My question is, how do you know the visionary leaders? How can you identify them?
You identify visionary leaders by what they have done before.
The antecedent.
What have they done before? What visions have they displayed in their past? What's the record? Okay, for good a thing, leaders, at least you have to be about 40 years before you become president. Within your 40 years, what have you done? You must, because if you have to show the light, there must be examples of the light you have shown before.
Sure.
So you identify visionary leaders by what they have done before and by what they are projecting.
Yes, sir. Before that, one issue I want to again to quickly tell our people is their role, because we are talking about servant leaders. Coming to you to ask for your vote means that they know that you are the boss. You, the voter, is the boss. They want to serve you. Last week we talked about mandate. We donating our mandate to them so as to now represent us, work for us, and of course deliver. It's akin to you getting somebody to work for you, either as manager, you the owner of the company, you want them to give you good results. The same thing here. You've given them a mandate. So, sir, the question is, what is it that the people should be asking from these people? Do they see them as their leader? Does the voter seeing the politician or member, somebody who got into office, as a leader or his servant?
No, the leadership is about the people.
Yes.
So the people are the owners of the power.
Good.
They are only donating it.
Good.
A portion of it.
Good.
That's why when the leaders misbehave, it just happened in Sri Lanka.
Yes.
The people stood up, they went to the palace and drove the president away. Here is back now, but it's quiet. So the people are the bosses.
Yes.
The leaders are the servants.
Yes.
But here, the thing is turned the other way around. The leaders, the people that hold political offices have become the bosses, while the people have become the servants. So the people must realize that power belongs to them.
Good.
And they must not sell this power.
True.
Because if they sell the power, they have donated much more than their destiny to these people. Now, how do we check that? We check that by the kind of things we are doing today. Advise the people not to sell their votes. Okay. Beyond that, to be conscious. To be conscious of the policies that the politicians are promising them. The job of the politician is to make promises. But you must ask how these promises are to be fulfilled. You must interrogate the how. A man tells you he will build a bridge over land, yet he has not shown any resource that he will use. You know that that promise may not be kept. Now, we talk about the cake. Nigeria has a big cake. The cake is finished. So now, how do we bake the cake? We must produce. Nigeria today does not produce anything. I just told you in the 60s and 50s we were doing as technical as tire. Today we hardly produce the food we eat. Batteries were produced in Ikeja here. Today all the companies are dead. How do we revive these companies so that our people can get back to work? Government is to implement policies for the benefit of the people, not for the benefit of the leaders. Today, government implements policies for the benefit of the politicians. And the political class, you see all of them very big, while the people look very lean. That should not be the case.
So the question is now, do you think we actually have in Nigeria learned men and women? Do you think we have those ones that can actually bring this vision that we actually require in Nigeria that will make a very good change? Do you think we have them in our country now?
We do. We do. We just have to be conscious enough to look for them. Okay. And when we are looking for them, we must not set booby traps for them. Because if you say somebody should go and get 40 million to get a form, how many Nigerians have 40 million to buy a form? You have started making it a plutocracy, government of the rich. What we practice today is plutocracy, to be candid, not democracy. Because in nowhere in the definition of democracy do we have the fact that money should be so essential. It is the people that is essential. But today, plutocracy is the norm. If you are not a billionaire, as a matter of fact, if you are not a billionaire, you can't be in any serious position in Nigeria today.
In any political office.
Any serious position.
Okay. One of our viewers, this is Denko from Egbeda, says, the truth of the whole thing is that Nigeria is, says Nigeria is under a course in the area of leadership. The great Igbo literacy icon, Professor Chuna Achebe, once said in his book, the problem with Nigeria is that Nigerians are what they are because our leaders are not what they ought to be, which is from Achebe's book.
Yes, our problem is leadership. Now we have an opportunity to restructure that. And we've been talking about restructuring. It is now time for the people to restructure their thinking so that they get the right leaders for the next dispensation.
I like that.
And it's in a short while.
I like that. They restructure their thinking.
True.
Can you shed light on this issue of restructuring thinking? Let me just put you on. Some of us who visited Dubai years ago and recently will say this is what we can call the seventh or the eighth wonder of the world. Is that part of restructuring thinking you are talking about, sir?
Exactly.
So can you explain?
Dubai was a desert.
Yes, sir.
But people saw vision, made plans, and implemented plans to make a desert green. Israel is 60% a desert. In Israel, every greenery that you see is cultivated, but they are producing more food that they need. They are supplying food to the world. Here we have green all over the place. Like somebody said,
all over.
Like somebody said, even on our roofs, we have grasses growing because of how fertile the place is. But because of this lack of visionary leadership, we do not know what to do with the greenery. We cut down our greens and we put concrete. So we should just be conscious. What we need to teach our people is how to be conscious about their environment, how to be conscious about the people they recruit as their leaders. If we get leadership right, heaven is, this place will be heaven, as a matter of fact.
I agree with you, sir.
True, very true.
I agree with you, sir.
Okay, to add to this, basically, selfless leadership, if I'm looking at the qualities here, so they must actually have put into consideration equity, equality of opportunity, fair play, and the rule of law, which is very true. Now, when it comes to selfless leadership that we have, do we actually have people, are we actually exhibiting the rule of law in Nigeria as present right now?
Well, the laws are there, but the way we implement them, do we even respect the court? That's part of the problem. The three arms of government are supposed to be interwoven, interrelated, and overlapping. And the only way they can get these things done properly is to respect each other's duties and responsibility. The government, the executive.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
The executive is supposed to respect the laws as interpreted by the judiciary. The executive is also supposed to respect the laws that are promulgated by the legislature. And the legislature is supposed to work in tandem.
It's all right, sir. Time is against us, sir.
All right.
You know, time is not always our friend here.
Thank you.
So, comrade, we want to thank you for coming to this program. And we know that we'll call you next time you quickly answer us.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity.
And next week, Dividends of Democracy is the second leg of what we are doing. Stay glued. You know, I told you, this program is the light of politics. It's a light. If you want to know more about politics and what is going on, you want to be involved, tell your people, just be our evangelist. Tell your people that one program don't come, they talk about politics and how you get it right. We are tired and we'll get it right this time around. Yes. I assure you.
Thank you so much. And of course, that is how we'll be rounding up. Thank you so much again. We'll be rounding up, but let's go over for next week and we'll be right back. Thank you so much. Bye.
On Voters Forum, we will take a look at what democracy has brought to the table of the people who vote. Democracy has brought very few gains in Nigeria, and these gains have become insignificant by negative, uncompromising, depressing, and devastating states of the nation. Our analyst will discuss the dividends of democratic rule in Nigeria, which is inequitable distributed due to corruption in governance, aside from godfatherism, ethnicity, religion, vote buying, oligarchism, but to mention a few. Join us next week on Voters Forum to learn about how to tackle those sitting corruptly on the collective wealth of the nation. It's Voters Forum. Keep updated with us.
Yeah,
All right, yes, welcome back. This is actually signing out. I signed out the other time, but you know, my face again, my pretty face, I must say. All right, that will be all for today, and let's round up, Barrister.
Yes, that's the show for today. I'm Wale Ogwade. It has been a wonderful time, and Blossom too. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
I did, and I learned a whole lot.
You learned a lot.
Yes.
Like Blossom too. Next week, just don't miss it. 12 to 1 next Saturday. We are here for you. You to be there for us. Thank you. Have a great week ahead.
Do you know that success is not earned in the future? It is earned now. So you need to be involved in something that you have comparative advantage on. Such thing must be legal and genuine. You don't have any other country except Nigeria